Hello there, Internet, and welcome to episode 6 of the Applesauce Podcast, the only gaming podcast where we say right off the bat, fuck the alt-right,
Fuck 'em.
and fuck anyone who associates themselves with Gamergate.
Fuck 'em.
My name is Broadway Vic, and joining me as always is my amazing co-host, Manny, aka Mr. Lightman. What is going on, bro?
It's been pretty eventful actually. This Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
It's brought us a lot of opportunities.
a lot.
Yes. Yeah, outside of that, hopefully try to go cook something tomorrow.
Hopefully. So, unless you guys can tell, or in case you guys can tell, we have a whole new setup. We got brand new microphones. We got some mic stands. I got a pop filter in front of mine because I have a very strong accent sometimes on a couple of words. Maybe you guys have noticed. You know, we have an audio interface. Things are moving right now. You know, we're getting a couple of eyes on us. We're getting some okay views, you know, but listen, it's all about, you know, who you know and who likes you, who likes the idea of you. And guess what? We're just two guys from the Bronx, and we're just doing what we do. We talk about games because we love them. Some people like it, and you know, we're just gonna keep making moves. Hopefully this is just the start. Hopefully this is not the ending. And I'm trying out a new name, Broadway Vic. I hope that catches on. I think it's pretty catchy.
Yeah, I like to credit the Saints Row the Third video.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. You're so close to breaking 3,000, bro. And it's I really cannot say it. I can't say it enough how proud I am of you, because you did put a lot of effort into that video.
It's not even that though. It's like that's the one video that they looked at and they were like, "Oh, right, they're actually trying." You know, for somebody who's only has 10 subscribers, that video must has 3,000 views. So
they're seeing we're putting at least some sort of effort, because they saw. I'm guessing they saw that, and they're seeing that we're trying out this podcast thing.
like,
Episode 6, we're still on it. This might come out a little later than usual because this is a late recording. Like you said, it has been an eventful weekend for us. We're we're a little bit out of our normal schedule, so we do apologize for any delays in our content this week or next week. And a happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody joining us today. We hope you're having amazing cookouts. Manny's known for his legendary cookouts because he brings not only food to cook, and this guy brings everything from tacos that pregnant women want to eat, to pork shoulders, to chicken, hamburgers, whatever you want.
Shark.
Manny's got it at his cookout. He even cooked shark last year. Who the hell else is cooking shark at their cookouts? Get out of here, guys. We're the only ones doing this in the Bronx. Listen, as soon as you get to Manhattan, I think that's when the cookouts get a little more elaborate. But guess what? We're the only ones in the Bronx that are cooking sharks. Get on our level. D-Seuss and Mero, we're coming for you. We love you guys. I like to believe we're eventually going to keep growing, and we're going to become the video game versions of these icons. I'm going to start calling them icons because that's what they are. I love those guys.
all right, cool.
So yeah, just a happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. We're just going to cover some news surrounding the industry, and we're also going to be talking about a couple of games that we've been playing and our thoughts on them as well. And I have a couple of opinions this week. But first, I do want to start off just a little bit sad right now, okay? I want to start with a big RIP to a company that shook the gaming industry to its core. After finding amazing success in its Kickstarter campaign, let me say that again. We bid adieu to the Ouya.
Oh.
So I do remember reading about the Ouya raising about $8 million plus in its Kickstarter campaign, but I also remember when it launched and it was dragged through the mud and some guy even peed on it.
Yeah, Rocco from Mega 64.
Oh, the chunky guy, right? I love that guy. Yo, their Game of the Year's awards, it's always something I look forward to. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I love their. It's the only video game awards that I love.
yeah. So earlier this week, Razer did announce, unfortunately, they will be shutting down all of its game services in regards to the Ouya. So we did get a press release, right? And in the press release, they said you will be able to play games via the Ouya platform until June 25th, 2019. Once it has been shut down, access to the Discover section will no longer be available. Games downloaded that appear in Play may still function if they do not require a purchase validation upon launch. So basically, you got to get in contact with the creator of the games to get the games to still launch. So I wanted to ask you a quick question, right? How do you feel from the perspective of people buying games digitally, right? But once this sort of service gets shut down, you're no longer having access to the games that you bought from the digital stores.
I mean, you own everything from the Wii shop.
Sure.
When they shut down,
That's
you kept
true.
all the games you downloaded.
Did you have them downloaded already, or?
Yeah, you had to have them downloaded.
So
Once
you
the server shut down, you can't download anything.
So you see, this is sort of one of those things where I watch it, right, and I go, digital cannot be the only way to play games in the future. I mean, I know there's a big push for it, even from Nintendo. There's no way we're ever gonna lose physical games, and I doubt we ever are. But I'm just saying, digital can't be the only way, because let's say some crazy thing happens and all of a sudden Xbox shuts down its servers, right? We have way too many games to be able to download onto just one hard drive, bro. Like, we're
Yeah,
not gonna
that's
be able to have access to all of our games. But all jokes aside, this does really suck for anybody who's still working on the Ouya, from the developers to any tech guys. I hope not too many people lose their jobs, and the ones that do, I hope you guys find your feet soon. We're rooting for you here at the Applesauce Gaming Podcast.
Alright, I'm actually surprised that it took this long for the service to shut down.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I remember reading the news and I was like, what? It's still a thing? I was so caught off guard.
When the news first broke, I just started just like reminiscing about the whole Ouya thing from the lady, and her name is escaping my mind right now, but honestly I don't really care. She was talking about which other game system has a touchscreen or has a touchpad on the controller, right? And the interviewer was like, well, the PlayStation 4 controller, the DualShock 4 has a touchpad, and she was just like, what, does it? So
No, she said, what? Oh, yeah, I mean, they could do that too.
well, the exact quote escapes me, but it was really funny to see her trying to kind of shake up the industry, because they had huge plans for the Ouya, right? Like, they wanted to compete with PlayStation and Xbox. Obviously, that wasn't ever gonna happen, because that system just, it limits itself with Android OS and how it kind of was built. But it was just really funny seeing them have all this momentum and then just kind of come out with a big old when it launched. But you were saying that it's just funny when you were reading the news.
Yeah. I mean, I have nothing nice to say about the Ouya.
I've never wanted to play Ouya. I've never wanted to hold the controller, because I heard that the controller is absolute dog shit.
Yeah, the only type of system like that I ever wanted to play
Yeah.
was on live.
On live, I was really digging the controller for on live. I thought that was looking super cool. Even then, I didn't want to get it because I know at that time our internet wasn't the fastest, so we probably were gonna have some trouble streaming games like Assassin's Creed, and was that racing game that you like? Disney made it, I believe.
Oh damn.
Name's
Man, it's
man.
escaping me.
Well, either way, I forgot. well, let's put a link to the game once we remember it. But in other console news, right? Wired did give us some details about Sony's next generation console. So Mark Cerny is, the head honcho in terms of, building the system again like he did with the PlayStation 4, right? He was acting real coy about what's going to be the next name of the next iteration of PlayStation. We all know it's going to be PlayStation 5. He kept calling it the next generation console, which is super pretentious and super annoying. Just call it PlayStation 5. We all know that's what you guys are going to call it. There's no way you guys are dropping that naming convention now, and if you do, pretty stupid, honestly. But we did get confirmation in this article that AMD will be providing the CPU, and it's based on its 3rd generation Ryzen chips, and its GPU will be supporting technology like ray tracing. So if you don't know what ray tracing is, it's just basically next generation lighting techniques. So it's going to bring new vibrancy to rooms. It's gonna bring new vibrancy to open world games. I'm expecting a lot of cool stuff from Sony's big developers like Naughty Dog. The Last of Us 3 or whatever other game they're gonna be cooking up for next generation. I expect them to look absolutely amazing. Mark Cerny's a genius. I know you don't like him, so that's why I'm saying all of these things right in your face.
It's not that I don't like them. I'm not a big fan of Sony. Like, I'm not a big fan of their actual games. I used to be Crash, Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper. I enjoyed those. Oh, Twisted Metal too.
Yeah, which is two. They're making a movie about that, by the way.
Yeah, I have no faith in that. But I mean, it's mostly the fans of Sony that I don't like.
Okay, you know what? Listen, I'm a huge fan of Sony, right? But I do agree with you. There's such a pretentiousness to that fan base, bro. When you're interacting with them, whether it's on Twitter or on gaming forums like Reset Era, there's just a certain attitude that comes from these fans. It's not all of them, obviously, but there's so many of them that are just saying, Sony's at the forefront of gaming technology and game storytelling and graphics, and it's too much sometimes. Honestly, it's just way too much. We just gotta tone it down. Listen, Naughty Dog is doing amazing things in gaming, but tone it down just a little bit, guys. They're not. This is not Jesus' second coming. We got to be able to talk about games and just talk about them. Don't try to like put these guys on a pedestal.
It's like when God of War did that single shot thing.
Yeah.
And they said it was like the second coming of, oh my God.
Yeah, like this is like next generation directing, right? Like these are sort of things that you guys aren't even thinking about. Yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong. Was there not, like, doesn't it break that sequence at some point?
Twice, when you have to fast travel.
Well, I mean, fast traveling. Okay, I won't count that against them. And technically, those are the only two things. So they actually did do the whole game in single shot.
Yeah, but it causes problems every now and then. Like when you back off behind the wall.
Yeah.
The camera gets pushed back in.
Got you.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Yeah, it's
they wanted to have that consistency that it ruins the camera for me sometimes.
Okay. All right. Hopefully I'll be getting a chance to actually play the game a lot more. Hopefully I'll be able to play it soon. I think I might stream it a little bit actually. But some other news that we got from the system, right? We'll also be getting 3D audio, which Cerny says that he would describe it as presence, which does sound familiar to people who've played virtual reality games. So 3D audio, basically they want to immerse you into the game even more, so they will be dedicating some of the hardware specs to actual audio this time. So they're hoping to get richer sounds, a better experience overall. So this is something I can't wait to pair with a dope ass sound system, bro. Honestly, Cerny is saying a lot of great things right now. It's really sounding like a lot of the rumors that we got from around the industry that Sony's really coming with it with the next generation of PlayStation. I believe it. I hope and I pray that we see something from what's the name of the next what's the project name of the next Xbox?
Oh, Scarlet.
I hope we get some awesome news from Scarlet, because listen, if these rumors are being confirmed from this article right here from Wired, I hope that we're also going to be getting a really strong next generation Xbox console.
No, I mean some of the like leaks and whatnot and rumors are saying that Scarlet's clearly the stronger platform.
Yeah, so listen, these are some real cool things that they're touting right here. We even got a video demonstration, and I know you have a little bit of an opinion on this.
Yeah.
Cerny did show off Spider-Man running on the PlayStation 4 Pro. He did a fast travel, which took about 15 seconds to load, and then he did the exact same fast travel on a development kit for the next generation PlayStation, and it took 0.8 seconds. So it's a huge improvement. I see where you're coming from, but go ahead and tell everybody what you're thinking.
I really didn't like it. I like that whole little section that's been on my Twitter like that.
Yeah.
Like, I get what the point of it is, but it doesn't make sense to me like that. Mostly because it's a PlayStation 4 game. If it was like a better looking game, maybe a projected next gen game, the results would be different.
Well, hold up. Spider-Man does look amazing though.
No, it does. But my thing is, the game was made for PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
All right, so it's clearly gonna run better on anything more powerful than it. It's actually like Xbox. How Xbox One X runs 360 games better.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It's just like, well, obviously you would hope that these are the results if you guys are bringing all this technology into the next system, right?
But it's not gonna be that. It's gonna be like higher graphic fidelity, all that cool jazz. So it like, if the PlayStation 5 comes out and it actually has 0.8 seconds of load screen, that would be amazing. I would eat all the crow.
I mean, even Cerny did say that he wants to put an SSD into the next generation PlayStation. What am I saying? I'm gonna just call it PlayStation 5. He wants to put an SSD in the PlayStation 5. Hopefully that will get some better results in loading.
What, like 500 gigs?
Right, 256 gigabytes, right? Which is the size they usually come in.
SSD in that. Thing's gonna cost like $800.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully, I definitely understand where you're coming from. You're right. It's like if Nintendo put out the Wii and it was like, I'm gonna show you how fast Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time on the N64 would run if it was running on Wii hardware. And it's just like, I don't want to see that. I want to see what Cyberpunk 2077 is gonna do. Maybe something that's a little more technologically advanced here. Did you see how I had to say technologically slow? I can't say that word quickly. But how about some Call of Duty news, huh? So we got word from YouTuber Long Sensation, which is a terrible name, by the way, that the next Call of Duty will be called Modern Warfare. Yeah, so you guys heard that right. This was later confirmed by Jason Schreier. Am I saying that name right?
I think so. Or
Schreier. Call of Duty, the next Call of Duty game, it will be called Modern Warfare, which is such a dumb name to call the next Call of Duty. Modern Warfare Remastered just came out 2016, right? And we're already soft rebooting the whole thing. We were on what, Modern Warfare 4, right?
Yeah.
God, gee, man, change your naming conventions, please, guys. I there's just something off about it. You said it was a soft reboot?
That's what they said.
Oh, that's what's going around right now? That it's a soft reboot. Of what? Of Call of Duty or Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
I think it's going to be of Modern Warfare.
This is ridiculous. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know why I put this in my notes.
Imagine going to the store. Can I get a Call of Duty Modern Warfare? Which one? 360? HD remake? Or the new one?
No, I want the new Modern Warfare, please. Well, is it the remastered one, or do you want the one that just... Stop being an asshole. Just give me the new one.
But you know there's some cashiers like that.
For sure. And you know that a child's going to ask for Modern Warfare. He's going to get Modern Warfare remastered.
Nah, hell no.
On Christmas, and it's going to be the worst day of his life.
The mom's going to bring back the 360.
She's going to come back with the 360 version?
Hell yeah.
Oh, God. Jeez.
Can you imagine getting that as a gift?
You see, now I can't even say anything because I'm just thinking about that situation happening. And you know it's going to happen at least once.
Oh, it is. To somebody. Guarantee it.
Yeah, so we're going to stick with Call of Duty a little bit. But there has been some complaints online that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has yet to deliver on its content that was promised to its fans before it was released. So before the game was released, they were touting zombies a lot, and they did hint, well, they didn't hint, they flat out spoke about content called factions. For those who forgot what factions were, and I wouldn't blame you because it hasn't released yet, factions would bring groups that a player would be able to align themselves with. The name of the factions are Bloodfaith, Tempest, Novi, Dustborn, and the First Legion. So you'll be able to align yourself with these factions, and it would add a little bit of story depth to the game, or at least to the zombies part of the game, where it would change and it would affect how the story kind of develops, right? Unfortunately, this is yet to come out, and also on top of that, a lot of things that Call of Duty, or a lot of things that Activision has been promising fans, like maybe some rewards updates, has yet to be released. This is I don't know how to say it, man. We're getting this a lot recently, where companies coming out, they're saying this, that, and the third is gonna be in the game. This also happened with Anthem, which we're still waiting on. I don't even think BioWare has released any sort of statements since they delayed that one.
Oh, the roadmap?
That one stream, right? Did they ever actually do the stream, or do you not know?
No, they did.
Oh, they did end up doing it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really sucks, honestly. I bought Black Ops 4. I don't know why. Oh, it's because Marquise and Kishan convinced me to get it. I honestly think I'm done with Call of Duty for now. There's other games to be played. I mean, if you're feeling crazy, play Anthem. Why don't you? No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna walk that back. I'm sorry. Don't play Anthem, please. The game is it's terrible. It's broken still. It gets broken after every update. But Call of Duty Black Ops 4, please just give the content the fans want. The content that you guys promised us. So, I mean, in other news, right? I've always been a big fan of competition. Competition brings out the best in everybody, even companies, right? But this right here, it's not good competition. At least I don't believe so. Because the Epic Store earlier this week did have a big sale, right? And all I heard from the sale was that although there were some good deals to be had, it was still a huge clusterfuck, right? You had developers pulling games out of the store for some strange reason. I don't really know why. You had people having trouble logging into the store. And one of the bigger news was we had a user on Twitter, right, posted that his account was actually suspended because he bought a whopping 5 games on the Epic Store. So
I
Epic
found
did
that funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious, bro. Epic did come out and they did say they have aggressive fraudulent systems in place, so any time something like that happens, please refer to customer support so they can investigate. Which is so weird. First of all, if I call customer support, first of all, I don't even know why we're calling customer support, because we're buying games on your store, right? Although I guess someone can make the argument for, well, fraud is a thing and they should have these sort of practices in place or these systems in place, right? But 5 games, bro? 5 games is enough for your account to be suspended? Sometimes I feel like I can rage like Angry Joe, bro. Cause Jesus Christ, man, I wish I had that sort of vocal intensity in me, bro. Cause sometimes I'm reading news and I'm like wondering what the hell is going on. I knew, like, I signed up for. I'm a member of that big store, right? I downloaded a game. I forgot which game it was already, cause I don't sign off very often. But I knew the store was terrible when Epic released a roadmap for it. This is not a video game, guys. Either please just roll out the store with its basic functions like a cart, please, and maybe some social aspects. Although I guess I can understand the social aspects, but not not even a cart, bro. Are you serious right now?
The funny thing about that is the cart was like 3 weeks away. It's not even in the first update for the store. It was like on the 3rd or 4th update. I thought that was hilarious.
Listen, I am far and away the last guy that should be talking about these things, but you would hope this is at least a simple thing to implement into your store. A cart.
You would hope so.
Every website has a cart, bro. So,
like, if there's anything I learned from that is that apparently it doesn't just come with a cart. I honestly assumed that every kind of storefront automatically comes with a cart.
Yeah. So when I bought the game, right, I didn't even notice the lack of a cart. And I'm sorry that we're harping on this for so long, but it just goes to show you how ridiculous this store can be sometimes. It's not good, man. These sort of things should be ironed out as fast as possible. I don't understand why in 2019, when digital was such a huge thing, that you would have so much trouble implementing these sort of systems into your store. I don't get it. But we don't want to stick on one subject for too long. I don't want to come off as a ranter, right? There is a little bit of sad news, at least for me personally, because I am a big fan of this developer, Nippon Ichi. Am I saying that right?
I think so.
Nippon Ichi Software unfortunately is not being able to pay their employees right now. We got some news earlier this week from Game Informer, which was reporting on a report from a Japanese website, which was called, let me see if I can find this real quick, I apologize, Japanese site from Javi, right? So apparently Nippon Ichi launched its mobile online RPG, the Sega.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So
No,
so unfortunately it did not take off, and they actually ended up pulling the game after 2 weeks because it was such a disastrous launch for them. So we got some reports saying that this might be playing a big factor into why they're in so much trouble right now. They also started selling back some stocks at a lower price to an investment firm, right? So they can raise some emergency funds, because apparently they can't find any money at all, either from loans or from another company hoping to find some venture. Nippon Ichi right now, it's not looking too good for them, which would suck because I'm a huge fan of this developer. You know, I hope they're able to find some footing. I hope they're able to find some money, because that's one of the most important things for them right now. But yeah, I hope, you know, this all ends up well for them. We're rooting for you. At least I'm rooting for you. You know, I am a fan of the Sega. I hope I'm saying the name right.
Oh, I'm not sure.
You don't know neither.
I was like, this guy.
I want somebody to be on the comments like, this guy don't know how to. Well, I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't know how to pronounce most words. Okay, I had some problems saying technological.
I hate you so much.
Don't hate me. I'm just being honest. But anyway, we got some insight from one of my personal favorite game developers, Game Freak. So, in case you don't know who Game Freak is, these guys make classic games like Harmonite and Pocket Size Jockey. They also make Giga Wrecker, and that came out on Steam. I don't know if it's coming out on Switch. I think it might be.
It came out already.
It came out already?
Yeah.
Well, you see how. Yeah, one of my personal favorite developers, right? So, a veteran programmer, this guy is called Masayuki Onui. I apologize if I mispronounced that. He was in an interview recently. He was talking about the internal workings of Game Freak, right? How they have two different developers now, or two different sets of production teams, called Production Team 1 and Production Team 2, which, great naming convention, by the way. He speaks about how Pokemon is not their main focus anymore. They have another thing, it's called the Gear Project, which is basically just Game Freak getting new ideas from their developers. So it's kind of like that Nintendo initiative where they started getting younger people to pitch ideas. This is pretty much their take on that. So
Okay.
it's interesting to say the least. Apparently Harmonite was Harmonite and Pocket Card Jockey were the results of some of these pitches that these developers have made. Honestly, I'm super excited. I hope that they can really grow out of that Pokemon bubble. Do you have any thoughts on?
I liked Harmonite.
Yeah, it was a great rhythm game.
And that Pocket Jockey game.
The Pocket Card Jockey.
Yeah. Harmonite was a pretty fun, oh my god. Music game?
Yeah, rhythm game.
There you go, rhythm game.
Yeah.
And Pocket Jockey was a weird thing. It's like a card game.
Yeah.
I haven't tried out Giga. Oh.
So Masayuki was saying that when you're a programmer working on Pokemon, you're one of many programmers. However, by the way, side note, he was the director of Giga Wrecker, right? He said, however, as a director on Giga Wrecker, the experience opened my eyes to other aspects of game creation, all the way up to users playing the game. I can now bring that knowledge or that know-how back to the Pokemon team and try to create something different for Pokemon. It's a good synergy between Gear Project and Pokemon creation. Pokemon Sword and Shield, from the little bit that we saw in the trailer, looks like it's a pretty interesting game. The camera, I'm not a big fan of the camera, but
It's still
I
a
think
static camera, right?
yeah, but I think the presentation is definitely going up a little bit. The character models are looking great. All of these things can definitely be ironed out, and historically they have. Not the battling so much, because the battling does take a huge frame rate dip, at least during the 3DSs. But in Pokemon Go, I didn't see any issues. Did you?
During the trailer?
No, during the gameplay and during the battling in Pokemon Go, Pikachu and Eevee.
Oh, not that I remember actually.
Yeah, right.
But honestly, I really didn't get into battles because in Pokemon Go, you only have those battles against trainers and the gym leaders. I spent most of my time just catching Pokemon.
I'm getting the name wrong actually. It's Pokemon Let's Go, right?
Yeah.
Eevee and Pikachu. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I'm not talking about the mobile game.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
There's like, remember they took off the random battles?
Yeah.
So you only caught Pokemon. I mean, it's pretty hard to mess that up.
That's
and
true.
I don't remember
the battling,
the actual
battles so much.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, there wasn't too much frame rate drops. At least not as many as there were on the 3DS, which was ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah.
So he went on to say that 2019 is going to be very excited. I don't know what that means. I know Sword and Shield is coming out this year, which I'm really looking forward to. I think that's the first Pokemon game in a really long time that I'm excited for. Especially because Froakie is going to be there. Froakie's the great, one of the GOATs already, alright? You can't change my mind here.
I don't know, man. I would have preferred like Pokemon DX 2 or Pokemon Gale of Darkness 2.
Yeah,
I those are some of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Like Pokemon Coliseum.
There you go.
So, I've never been a fan of those games just because, we grew up playing Pokemon, right? Yeah. One of the things that I love is that it's your adventure, pretty much. You're not playing somebody else's adventure. You get your starter Pokemon and then you're on your own, right? Whereas opposed to like Pokemon Coliseum, you're playing as this mysterious dude and you already have Espeon. Was it Espeon as his starter or?
Yeah. I think you get Espeon and Umbreon.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know a lot of people who really like those games. They swear by those games. I'm not one of those people. I really just prefer, I make my character, I make him a beautiful brown caramel color, and just give me my starter Pokemon and I'm on my way and making my own adventure. So, on the one hand, I definitely see, like, you want to do something different with the Pokemon games, and it's kind of hard to do that with the mainline games because you don't want to shake it up too much. But I really hope they don't go down the road of like a Gale of Darkness or a Pokemon Coliseum.
I don't know, let them change it. I hate that they keep taking away some features and whatnot.
Like what?
Like riding the Pokemon or having the Pokemon follow you.
Yeah,
I hate those. Like, there's certain things that they remove that I'm sitting here like, why? That was so cool.
Yeah, there have been some inconsistencies, even from like the old days where Crystal, you would have like animations for some of the Pokemon at the start, but then they took that out in Emerald, right? I mean, not Emerald, like Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah.
So listen, I'm expecting big things from Game Freak. I know they're not gonna disappoint me. I mean, honestly, I've liked their other offshoot games. They're making Towns, right?
Yes.
Towns is looking interesting. The concept is a little iffy. Apparently you don't leave the town, or
I'm not sure. Like, I don't remember the trailer like that.
I think I gotta be misremembering. There's no way that's like one of the central concepts of the game. But we did get a screenshot from, was it Famitsu?
I'm almost certain.
And it looks interesting. Honestly, the screen was a little busy. There was way too many prompts on the screen.
I mean, it was changed from the trailer. It's actually less cluttered.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking a lot more improved than the trailer they showed. I mean, then again, it is a screenshot, so it might just be that. But it does look interesting, and I think I'm gonna get that game day one.
I mean, yeah, why not?
So I do want to close the news segment on something important. Okay, so the World Health Organization has officially recognized gaming disorder as a thing, and they define gaming disorder as, quote, a pattern of persistent or recurring gaming behavior, which may be online or offline, manifested by impaired control over gaming. Examples given are onset, frequency, intensity, duration, termination, context. Increasing priority given to gaming to the extent that gaming takes precedence over other life interests and daily activities. and continuation or escalation of gaming despite the occurrence of negative consequences. The behavior pattern is of sufficient severity to result in significant impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. End quote. So, I feel like it's only right that we talk about this real quick, and just to get it out there, right? We don't have a huge audience, right?
No.
But I think we have to throw our support, no matter how small it might be, right? I know life is difficult sometimes. I know it can be hard to navigate this world, and it's really easy, and it's really easy for somebody to just box himself in a room and just play games and kind of just have huge control over your life, at least in terms in the gaming world, right? To have huge control over that. And it's really easy to lose sight of other things because you get so comfortable in an RPG, or you get comfortable in a fighting game, because this is something they have total control over. If you want to make a character happy, you can do it. It's a lot, the world can be really overbearing, whether it's your parents or work or anything really. But it's important for all of us to not fall into a trap of just playing games 24/7. I mean, listen, we love games so much so that we started a podcast over it, right? But it's important to talk with people. If you feel yourself falling into this trap where all you want to do is play games and it's becoming a negative, or it's having a negative impact on your life, it's important to reach out to either your friends or your family. If professional help is available to you, please seek it. All of us here at Applesauce Gaming, we take mental health really seriously because we've all gone through some things, but we're rooting for you guys. Don't fall into the trap. And I know it's easier said than done, but please, if you're seeing some negative consequences because you're playing way too much, please do seek help. Like I said, from a friend or family. If professional help is available to you, please do seek these options out. It's important to build a life outside of gaming, whether small things, whether starting a rock collection or buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards or going hiking or just even going outside on your porch like they do out here in the Bronx just to say hi to your neighbor. It's important to have other things outside of gaming. Please just take care of yourself. Try to stay happy, guys. We here at Applesauce really would like to wish you guys all the happiness in the world. And of course, listen, if gaming is not having a negative impact on your life, then more power to you. But if you're seeing these sort of things where you're neglecting like your dog, or you're neglecting your job, or you're neglecting other aspects of your life, please do reconsider your relationship to gaming. That's not to say to stop. I'm just saying, just limit it yourself a little bit. Just try to find a balance. Just try to, as hard as you can, try to stay happy. And I know it's easier said than done, but it definitely can be done. Yeah, listen, the main thing to take away from this is just to stay on yourself, right? Just focus on your health. Moving away from that, we're gonna be talking about some of the games that we've been playing recently and a couple of our opinions on them.
All right.
I've been playing Team Sonic Racing, right? And after a day, I can already tell you I hate the game. I hate it so much. Now listen, I played a lot of Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform, right? And that game was amazing. Personally, I think it's better than Mario Kart 8. Personally. I know that might be a hot take for a couple of you guys, but Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform is better than Mario Kart 8. But this is such a huge step down, bro. No? You're shaking your head no. But Team Sonic Racing is such a huge step down. Just from the sense of speed, the creativity in the courses. I mean, alright, granted I've only completed the first chapter, right, of the main racing story. So I can't say for certain, but I went back and I looked at a couple of videos of All-Stars Racing Transform. In the first 3 stages, right, it's a Samba de Amigo stage. It's I'm blanking, but it's a huge variety of stages, like right off the bat. Whereas opposed to the first chapter, it's kind of samey, honestly. It kind of all looks the same, and I'm not a huge fan of it. but the main thing is just the sense of speed really is a step down. I don't feel like I'm racing like how Sonic should be racing, you know? I was also frustrated by a challenge, by the way, that you have to drift, and you have to either drift either on the left side or on the right side, and the corresponding side gives you points or a multiplier. And man, I'm playing it. I still like it. I know I said I hate it, but I must still like it. I love Sonic, right? But man, it was. I'm ready for Crash Team Racing now. I'm ready for it. But I'm still put a couple of more hours into Team Sonic Racing. I might end up beating it, just like I did All Stars Racing Transformed. You played a little bit yesterday as well. What did you think?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't like the way it handled. I hated the drifting. That whole slingshot mechanic.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to pull off.
All right.
I'm assuming it's probably easier with a partner, like a human player.
Yeah.
But with the AI, it was just ridiculous because they kept swerving.
They kept like I even said yesterday, like, Tails, either drive in a straight line or don't even bother, please.
Yeah.
But I think this is where your opinion and mine's kind of diverge. I've played a little more than you. I'm liking the team aspects, honestly. You do have to get into a rhythm of just like learning and relearning how the game differs from like a Mario Kart 8 or the Nickelodeon Nicktoons racing game. But once you get it down, I feel like the slipstream is a pretty dope concept. Passing items between players is a pretty dope concept. I played online, and I mean it's whatever, but I'm enjoying it. I just hate it from the perspective of how much I loved All Stars Racing Transform, and I put a ton of hours into it. I'm also a little upset because apparently the opening cutscene was removed from the Switch version.
Boo.
So I guess maybe if they put the video in, they probably would have put it over 8 gigabytes, and then they would have had to buy larger cards for the games, right? I'm assuming that's what it is. I wonder, right? Because I'm playing the Switch version. I wonder if it's because I'm playing it on the Switch. Maybe some of these effects are lost on the Switch, and maybe on the Xbox One X you have all these. You have the sense of speed back, and you have just like the overall feel of the game might be different, but I honestly doubt it, and I really hope that's not the case. Although I might actually look up gameplay on the Xbox just to see if there's actually a difference. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm gonna keep playing the game. I don't like it nearly as much as I do Racing's Transformed, but you know what? It's Sonic. I love the Bluebird. Also, I'm not a big fan of the way the cars are designed. Honestly, it feels like they didn't even care. It was just like, what's Sonic's motif? He has the spikes. Put that on the car. Call it a day, and that's it. I did unlock Amy's team, and Big the Cat's handling is pretty dope, actually. But enough about me. What have you been playing?
I played the Sonic game, and it has a couple of things that I like, actually. I like the whole team dynamic thing.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite things about it. I don't know how I feel about this sharing items. Just because it seems a little weird sometimes. I think you have to press up on the directional pad.
Yeah.
That's actually to use your ultimate, but then it gives you like different inputs for an item, I think.
Yeah.
And I found that this kind of distracting.
Just like having all of that going on at the same time was like,
yeah,
somebody's asking for the. Yeah, I guess it does look a little busy because it does list you as well as your teams. So you have like, if you're playing as Sonic, you'll be on the top left. You'll see a top left picture of Sonic, but then on the bottom left and the bottom right, there's gonna be a picture of Tails and Knuckles and their place in the course.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a little busy. On top of that, on the top right corner, you have the item that you currently are holding, as well as what lap you're in. And yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, it's pretty busy actually. Now that I think about it.
I also didn't like the items. Like I'm hoping that there's more items later in the game.
Yeah.
But all the items that I used in the first 2 stages, I hated them all. Mostly because the effects were horrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So while I was playing the game, I would get an item and I had no idea what it did. You're pretty much using Wisp as and they might take a form maybe of whatever it is that they might be. But there's an item. It's called Burst. For a while, bro, I had no idea what it did until the game actually tells you like, oh, Burst actually leaves a trail of fire behind you, and that's gonna mess with the riders behind. But yeah, the passing items, honestly, you should really only pass items if you're in first place, just to give your team a chance. But yeah, I mean, listen, the Sumo Digital, I love Sumo Digital. I think they played it way too safe with this game. You lose a lot of variety in the stage designs because you're not pulling from all these different franchises that Sega has access to. So you're not gonna have like a Samba de Amigo stage with the bouncing houses all over and the cool orange water that you're racing on. You're not gonna have like a Jet Grind radio stage that had super stylistic. So you kind of lose that when you're only focusing on the Sonic world. And also, I as much as I love Sonic, I always have to tell you how much I hate Sonic's voice actor. Don't call it nostalgia. It's not nostalgia. You cannot tell me, bro. You cannot tell me that Sonic's voice actor from the Dreamcast era, you cannot tell me that he's not better than the current Sonic.
No, actually, that's the first thing I think pointed that out when I heard Sonic.
Yeah.
But outside of the Sonic game, I bought like 4 indie games. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna have some impressions on Project Nimbus next week.
I bought back in 1995. Which is, I thought it was a hilarious game. It's supposed to be a scary game, and I enjoyed it for what it's trying to be. It's trying to capture like a Resident Evil from the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Or Into the Darkness, I think.
Like Silent Hill. Oh, you're talking about the real old school horror game.
Yes. With the tank controls and the thing always like pressing forward always makes you walk forward no matter what.
Yeah, so you said because it's trying to be horror?
No, it's trying to capture those. I haven't seen anything particularly scary about the game.
Yeah.
But it captures the feeling. To me, like if you told me the game actually released back then, I would have been like, yeah, I believe it.
So it did do a good job of capturing that sort of.
Yeah, and like my favorite thing wasn't even the controls or how the game looks. It was actually the voice acting.
Oh,
it is so
please
horrible.
tell me they did. You were almost a jail sandwich.
Yeah, it honestly sounds like somebody, like, he was like, I'm gonna record my lines on my phone.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna use for the voice actor.
I mean, honestly, I've recorded my voice on my iPhone. It's not the best quality, so I can only imagine that he did that on purpose.
I think it's weird because it's really bad. The voice, and I was just laughing when I heard him talking.
Yeah.
But it's only the first one actually, because the first time he talks, it's really bad compared to the rest of the game. So I don't know what happened there.
So wait, you're saying like there's a jump in quality? Like maybe it was just a gag?
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, it's not super better, but it's not as bad as the first time you hear the guy talking.
But all right, so would you say it's a good bad game?
I mean, if you're
or is it a bad game that did a bad job?
It's a good. It's like those movies, like The Room.
Okay.
So
well, I mean, The Room, he didn't make that intentionally,
Well, I mean, I think pretty sure this is made by one guy.
Okay.
Because when you start it up, it tells you it's made by the one person.
I
thought they did a good job. Like I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's bad in a good way.
Okay. All right. I can't hate
but
that.
Like, there's a reason why tank controls don't exist anymore. Like, they could probably be better.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they're tank controls, so they can be better. Yeah.
One of my biggest complaints though is, I'm not sure if I'm not mistaken, if this was added in like the remakes. But the quick spin in the Resident Evil games.
Yeah.
When you press the back and the B.
Yeah.
This game doesn't have that.
It doesn't have that?
No. So you actually have to turn your whole character.
Jeez.
And I hate that so much.
These are tank controls you're using.
Yeah. Hated it so bad. Outside of that,
would you recommend it though?
On sale.
How much did you buy it for?
It was on sale.
You don't remember the price?
I think it was $10.
Jeez, money bags over here just wasting, just spends money. Don't even know how much games are.
Nah, I usually write them down.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it was on sale for the opening weekend.
Yeah.
So I think it was $10. I mean, for $10, it's not. You could do. I've done worse.
You've done worse for $10?
Yes, I've done worse for $5.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty good. Outside of that, I also played My Lovely Daughter.
Yes. Okay.
This one's actually been my favorite game out of all of them so far.
Mm-hmm.
Because you play as an alchemist who has amnesia. And when he wakes up, he has no idea what happened and where his family is. So he remembers that he has a daughter.
Okay.
So he goes look at his daughter. He goes looking for his daughter. And when he walks into her room, he sees like a wooden doll.
A wooden doll.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, what's happened here?" And I guess like he starts putting one and one together. He finds like oh my god, a philosopher's stone. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Because it keeps like a soul in it, and he's trying to bring his daughter back. And for
So do we know if his daughter is dead, or are we just assuming that his daughter is that wooden doll right there? He's trying to reverse that spell.
No, he's assuming that's his daughter, and then that soul stone has his daughter's soul.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to fuse the soul back into the wooden body,
and hopefully that works out.
Yes.
All right.
But
all right. So real quick, when you played the game, you did mention that unless I'm mistaken, was this the game that was pretty emotional?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for reminding me. Actually, in the beginning of the game, it tells you that the game's supposed to make you feel bad, and it's about like child labor and child abuse and neglect.
So it's tackling some heavy themes in the game.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really seen most of them.
Yeah.
But I can see how it would, like, some people would find it disturbing.
So so they do add like a trigger warning at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that's the first, like the second thing that comes out after the developers this thing. So yeah, so it turns out that the stone is losing power, so the soul might end up being disappearing. So what he does is he decides to make homunculi, and then he immediately the game tells you to kill it. You know,
to kill the homunculi.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the homunculi screams.
Wait, so do you make the homunculi using the philosopher's stone?
No, you make the homunculi using an alchemy circle.
Oh, okay.
You have to sacrifice 3 things, and then the thing appears. Right, so immediately you kill it because the game tells you, all right, just kill the thing. And
kill the homunculi.
Yes. And when you kill it, it's like essence get put into this philosopher's stone. And he tries to bring his daughter back like that, but it's not enough energy.
Okay.
So the second thing that the game has you do is make another one, and then put him to work.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And like they have emotions, so they can they get better emotional input.
Okay. So real quick, I don't know what a homunculi is.
It's pretty much just a fake body.
Okay.
Like it's a I don't know if you've ever seen Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
It's pretty much like the bad guys from that show.
Okay.
Except these are made out of like clay, meat.
Yeah. So I'm starting to see where these parallels are being drawn from like child labor, because you said you're putting this homunculi to work.
And this guy just does not care about the homunculi.
The main character.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think he has a name. So after you put him to work, they start apparently get human feelings. Yeah. Which is what apparently the soul stone needs. So after 2 weeks of putting the kid to work, it gets enough feelings, and he goes like, it's time to kill the homunculi. And I was like, all right, this ain't gonna be bad. But as I'm going to kill it, there's a letter on the floor, and the homunculi girl goes like, everybody hates me in the town. They're always talking smack about me. Yeah. And but that I don't care about that, because you're my dad and your love is the only one who I care about.
Ah, shit, man. Come on.
So
Yeah.
as I read that, I was
I'm
like,
about to start crying right now, bro. That's
as I read that, I
crazy.
was like, yo, do I really have to kill her? And you do. You can't do anything past this. That's the thing you have to do.
You have to kill it.
You have to kill her.
Okay.
So then you go
To move the story forward, you have to kill
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So I killed her, and then the essence went into the rock, and that's where I stopped playing. Because I was like,
You just needed to take a minute, right?
it wasn't even that. It was just like, if it's gonna get worse than this, I'm gonna love the game.
Yeah.
But it's also like, oh man, I can see why it would be a trigger for people. And yeah, that's been like the game that I've been on right now.
But did you cry?
No, like I felt some emotion. But
you say it like this is a foreign feeling for you. Like, oh yeah, I guess I felt an emotion.
it's because like I didn't expect it to, but
Yeah.
like considering how we grew up, it's something that actually does touch home.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, it was pretty fun. Like, I want to get far into the game, see how
Right.
it goes.
All right. So definitely, is that a game that you would recommend?
Oh, definitely.
How much was that?
That one was $15.
$15.
Yeah.
So
It was also on sale though.
what kind of gameplay is it though?
It's a simulating game.
Okay. All right.
So, like, you create the homunculi.
Mhm.
You put them to work to earn cash. You can sacrifice them because if you buy clay
Mhm.
and you make a clay homunculi, when you sacrifice them, they drop like higher quality clay
Okay.
that you can sell off.
All right. Because that was actually what I was wondering the most. It's just like you're saying all this, but you're not really talking about gameplay wise. Although I guess the story is pretty heavy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the best way to describe it is just an alchemist simulating game.
Okay. So like in the vein of a job simulator
Yeah,
or a
pretty
game
much.
developer simulator game. All right. Cool.
Like certain homunculi are better at certain jobs because their emotional matches apparently the job.
That's crazy. You posted videos of both of these games on the channel as well, right?
Yes.
So definitely check it out when you guys have the time, especially if you want to get emotional. My Lovely Daughter is the name of it, right?
Yeah. You can see the first 25. I recorded everything up until you get the letter.
Yeah, okay. So that's when you were like, okay, I need to take a minute.
I was like, yeah, okay, yeah.
I've also been playing a lot of Trials. That, man, I don't know. The game is so simple, bro. It's a lot of fun, man. It's just racing online, whether you're racing people, whether you're racing the computer, whether it's the crazy set pieces that they have going on in the background. Because, listen, it's been a while since I played the last Trials game, right? But just like the big improvement in just like the set pieces and the way that the game is presented, there's so much variety whether you're racing through like a medieval stage, or you're racing through lava, or you're racing like in a haunted, weird cemetery looking place. It's a lot of different things going on in that game. I think the game was $30 or $40. I wouldn't recommend it for that much. If you can get it on sale for $20, definitely, I think that's the sweet spot for a game like that. But I don't regret buying it day one. To this day, I really don't. Yeah, I mean, so I've recently bought a couple of games too. You know, I bought Final Fantasy VII. I brought Project Nimbus and Crypt of the Necrodancer, so I'm hoping to get into a little bit of a groove. We also had somebody drop off a couple of games.
Oh yeah.
Well, more than a couple of games actually.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, somebody passed by, and they decided to leave. What was it? I ended up counting, I think, 56 PlayStation games.
PlayStation games, and these are not just PS4 games. We're talking PS3, even PS1 games.
Yeah, they left 2 PlayStation 1 games, 16 PlayStation 2 games, 27 PlayStation 4 games, and then the other were PlayStation 3 games.
I was shocked when I saw it because a ton of games were still in the shrink wrap.
Yeah, 13 of them.
So I'm hoping to play a little more PlayStation game, a little more PlayStation now.
Yeah.
Even though I just bought these Switch games, it's gonna be a balancing act for sure. But we'll definitely try to post a couple of PlayStation gameplay videos on the channel. we got Shadow of the Colossus, which is a game I never played, so I'm hoping to get a little bit of that going.
It's me personally, I don't have a PlayStation, so
you can use mine.
Like I don't have PlayStation and I don't have games, so that automatically, like it just gave me a whole collection of PlayStation games.
Yeah, you got a whole collection of games for a system you don't own.
Yeah. So I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It
was really interesting actually, but I mean honestly, like weirder things have happened, right?
Yeah, but like I have no idea what my emotional response to that should have been, because I opened my door and it was like, bam, here's some PlayStation games.
And it's just like, okay, this person clearly doesn't know who I am. I don't have a PlayStation.
All right. So, but I mean, I'll play a couple of the games.
For sure, like Sekiro.
Yeah, I heard it's supposed to be hard.
Yeah, I mean it's from Software, you know. Add an easy mode, guys. Add an easy mode to your games. I don't care what these quote unquote hardcore gamers are saying. Get more people to enjoy these sort of games. I cannot for the life of me beat this sort of games. And some guy even went crazy on the internet saying, listen, if you add an easy game, an easy mode, and you play those games, you're cheating yourself out of a moment. Shut the hell up, man. Listen, I'm just trying to have some fun. I'm trying to enjoy some great games by a great developer. And it sucks that I can't fully enjoy it because I'm dying like every freaking a minute. I'm dying like once a minute, bro. There's just not a way you should be playing the game. Also, I wanted to say real quick, we got another game that was released on the Switch that seems like it's gonna need a couple more patches for the game to be more stable, I guess, to say the least. Assassin's Creed 3 just came out recently, right? Digital Foundry did get their hands on it. They released their performance videos, which it's a great video series, by the way. Even when they look at old games like a Doom or a Halo, if you guys are not watching it, definitely watch it, bro. It's really informative. So the game, when it's docked, it does run at 1080p, though apparently that the image quality is terrible. So when you're comparing it to the Wii U does output the game at 720. Apparently it looks clearer though than the Switch version. The dock mode, the undock mode, the mobile mode, right? People are saying that's the way to go because when you're playing the mobile, you know, you don't necessarily pay attention to the details as much as you do as if you're playing on the big screen, right? The frame rate is unlocked when you're undocked. The frame rate apparently shuffles between 20 to 40 frames per second, which is wild, by the way. That's such a strange fluctuation in frames per second. I personally, listen, Assassin's Creed 3, when we saw that it was announced, bro, both of us kind of looked at each other. It was like, there's no freaking way this game is going to be running anywhere close to good on the Switch, just because Ubisoft is a good developer, but the early Assassin's Creed games were messes, to say the least. Like Assassin's Creed 1, I don't even know why you enjoyed it as much as you did. So I also wanted to ask you a question, right? Are you more of a Marvel fan or a DC fan?
DC.
Well, I don't know if you played it before or already. Oh, I think you have actually, right? DC Universe Online is coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah.
That's a weird game to port to the Switch, honestly.
It just cross. I mean, do you have cross progression?
No.
No.
Damn. It's gonna be its own contained thing. They did say they want to put out the updates as soon as, as quickly as the other ones. So it's gonna be day and date with all the other games in terms of updates.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna match the PS4 and Xbox and PC versions.
I would have to make my character again then.
Yeah.
Colopocalypse.
Oh, Colopocalypse. Yeah, that's a great name.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm looking forward to. They're saying right off the bat, listen, it's not the same exact experience as the PS4 and Xbox One versions. They did have to cut a couple of corners for it to get on the Switch. Honestly, I'm surprised it's coming to Switch.
The game never really ran that well anyway.
That's true.
Like even on the Xbox, it struggles.
That's one of the things that I'm most looking forward to. It's like, listen, if it struggles to run on like the PS4 and Xbox One, I cannot imagine how it's gonna run on the Nintendo Switch. Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist is also coming into the Nintendo Switch. Honestly, I hope Blizzard just drops Hearthstone. I need a game. I need a card game. I don't want it to be Yu-Gi-Oh. I think it's gonna be $40. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
I think so.
And Star Ocean, the PSP version, is coming to the Nintendo Switch as well. Oh, it's a remake. It's a remake of the PSP version. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. I'm definitely not gonna pick the game up because there's no way the PSP version was a good game.
I haven't played a Star Ocean game till, I think the name was Till the End of Time.
Yeah, which
That
is
was
that was a beautiful subtitle, by the way.
that was the last Star Ocean game that I played.
Also, this is not gaming related, right? But Nichijou is finally getting a dub from Funimation. I'm looking forward to it. I love that show so much. I saw they did show a little bit of a clip from one of the scenes.
Talk, though.
Yeah, they cut it off
I'm
right
upset.
before the cat starts speaking.
I was seeing the whole clip and I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to hear Sakamoto's voice. And then it cuts off. I was like, oh, such a tease.
How are you hoping he sounds?
I'm not sure actually.
I'm kind of rooting for the Sabrina, the Teenage Witch cat sound, like super bored and doesn't really care.
I don't know. I really like his Japanese voice.
Yeah.
So if it's anything like close to that, I think I'll be happy. But I'll just wait to see how it is.
Honestly, man, I'm just surprised it's getting a release like that.
Right? Oh man,
I was barely able to find any sort of clips online about the show. So for them to until we subscribe to Funimation, yeah, I mean it looks like it's gonna get a good release. I think it's gonna be $50. I don't know how long the show is, but I'm gonna try to definitely get that.
It's day one for me.
Day one.
I've already got it pre-ordered.
Yep, and I'm still looking forward to season 4 of My Hero. Cause you already know, baby, it's coming. It's coming this year. I'm hyped for it. But listen, if we're talking anime now, right? That means that the show's over.
Now I was gonna say, I've also played Marvel Strike Force.
Marvel Strike Force, yes. Speaking of X-Men, they also showed off X-Men in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 as well.
Yes, it's been a good week for X-Men.
Yeah. So what are you talking about in Marvel Strike Force?
They added X-Men, and that means that my wallet's about to get lighter.
Hey, listen, like we said, was it last week?
Yeah.
If the game gives you joy, if the game gives you a lot, don't be ashamed to support it now, okay? Don't be ashamed to throw it a couple of dollars here and there. Manny's not gonna talk about how much money he's actually gonna lose, because I think it might be slightly embarrassing. But just know you're gonna support the game pretty well right now.
Yeah, like they added Psylocke so far.
Yeah.
The next one's supposed to come out as Colossus.
Colossus is dope.
And I love Colossus.
I love Colossus so much.
I'm waiting for Phoenix and Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, honestly, Cyclops probably my most hype one. Just like skill wise. But I just love Colossus. So I can't wait for him either. I've been saving up all my stuff for him.
Yeah. Listen, man. I fell off the Looney Tunes World of Mayhem. I don't think I'm gonna play it anymore. I need to play a couple more mobile games though. Honestly, listen, I'm kind of stretched a little too thin as it is already with the new PlayStation games that you got on top of the Switch games that I have. And I still look up on the toucharcade.com to see what's coming out. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Though for sure, I am gonna subscribe to Apple's gaming service. By the way, I have to, man. I love it. Man. So that's gonna be it from the both of us here at Applesauce Podcast. We want to thank you for tuning in. We also want to thank everybody that was involved in helping us getting these new microphones and these new mic stands. We really appreciate the support.
I like my microphone.
You like it?
Yeah,
it looks pretty slick. Okay. Follow us on our social media pages and drop some comments, some questions, whatever, and we'll definitely answer them on the show. Follow us on Twitter at AppleSauceCast, and you can follow us on Instagram at AppleSaucePod. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. It is 4:21 a.m. on the East Coast, so this is a little bit of a late recording. We thank you so much. We love you. Bye.